Hello, my friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. If you aren't a fan of Chelsea Green, then I really don't know what you're doing or what you're watching. Chelsea Green is absolutely fantastic, extremely entertaining, and just a few weeks ago, she became the first ever WWE United States champion. She's already come out in, Captain America, United States themed gear. I'm going to tell my kids that she was Captain America. She's awesome. And what makes her great, especially as a heel, is her willingness to slip on the banana peel. That's what makes her great. That's what makes her entertaining. She is not afraid to make a fool of herself. She's not afraid to sort of embarrass herself. But at the same time, she's very competent and capable in the ring to get the job done. That's why she's a champion. But that's why people have naturally gravitated towards her and really want to see her do great. And she is doing great. And she's had a sort of a long journey up to this point, and now she's really just sort of crushing it. I think she's going to have a big match at WrestleMania, maybe a singles match, but I'm sort of predicting a ladder match where hopefully she holds the title and has this nice long run, especially as the inaugural champion, where she's sort of the precedent that is set for all other women's United States champions moving forward as what a great title run looks like. And Chelsea Green is doing amazing. And she was on a podcast recently doing some promo for Netflix UK. She was on a podcast called The Sports Agent. And she mentioned this specifically about women's wrestling and Triple H. Chelsea Green states that Triple H makes women feel equal to men. In this new era, I know that I come to work, I love my job, I feel safe, I feel supported. Triple H makes women specifically feel absolutely equal to men. We're out there main eventing WrestleManias now, something that unfortunately the previous era didn't get to experience. But they set the table for us, and now we're sitting at it, and we're enjoying these amazing meals, and I couldn't be happier. This is a beautiful statement from Chelsea Green about Triple H and the new era of women's wrestling. There are tons and tons of great women's wrestlers in WWE and really in the world right now. AEW has great ones, The Independence has great ones, and they're putting together very strong, solid, really, really good matches. And I love what Chelsea Green is saying here, because the previous era and sort of the previous owner and the previous person making decisions wasn't that way. We know all of the stuff that went in during that time, and we don't have to discuss it or get into it. We can talk about the positives moving forward with Chelsea Green and the rest of the women's division having this sort of great, leader in charge who feels that they are just as capable and just as good and can main event matches. I mean, if you're watching sort of anyone, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton, all of these people just are performing so well in the ring. Of course, you want to give them as many opportunities as humanly possible. So I just really wanted to highlight what Chelsea Green said about Triple H and the future of women's wrestling and what she feels about coming to work every day, because that's extremely, extremely important, because we know the sort of the toxic and the dark side of WWE and professional wrestling in general. And if we want to make this a great sport, a great sports entertainment where people want to watch and want to pay attention and want to come to work, and all of these things are sort of conducive to putting on the best product possible, then these things have to be taken care of in a very, very, very serious way. And so speaking of that, let's talk about some WrestleMania predictions, potentially just specifically geared towards the women's division. We saw yesterday all throughout Twitter or X that Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair for the title at WrestleMania has been rumored, but I predicted that like a week ago on a video. You can check all the list of my videos on my channel, and you can see that my WrestleMania predictions, I talked about Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair. I think that would be an absolutely excellent match. I think that should be booked. That should go in, assuming Charlotte Flair is healthy and ready to go and can enter herself in the main event picture and earn that spot against Tiffany Stratton. I think those two mega athletes, like absolutely probably two of the best athletes in the world, are going to go head to head and square off. I don't know I think you have Tiffany Stratton beat Charlotte Flair as it sort of elevates her to the next level because it's Tiffy time. She's going to carry that women's division, I think, for a lot longer than Charlotte Flair. But of course, you can give the strap to Charlotte Flair. She'll carry that division. Maybe they have a longer feud going forward, and maybe Tiffany Stratton, wins it back at SummerSlam or something like that. So I think that's a big time matchup. And then we look at Rhea Ripley, who also has the other sort of main women's strap, and I think we could have a really good triple threat match here with Io Sky and Liv Morgan. So Rhea Ripley, Io Sky versus Liv Morgan at WrestleMania for that title. I think Io Sky is pound for pound the best women's wrestler on the planet, just with the way she moves, her execution, her delivery, her selling, like all of that stuff, just pound for pound. Talking straight professional wrestling, Io Sky is the best women's wrestler on the planet. And so she wins the Royal Rumble. Fucking sick. That Royal Rumble is going to be sick. Men's and women's Royal Rumble happens on February 1st in Indianapolis. The men's Royal Rumble is absolutely freaking stacked. The women's Royal Rumble is absolutely freaking stacked. I think Io Sky comes out and wins that one, dominates that Royal Rumble. She decides to go against Rhea Ripley for her strap at WrestleMania. She picks that. And then Liv Morgan, being as cunning as she is, inserts herself in that picture, and we get this absolutely banger of a triple threat match between Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Liv Morgan. And then I previously mentioned the United States Championship because Chelsea Green, the best that she is, Chelsea Green. I mean, if they could put together sort of a one-on-one feud with someone in Chelsea Green, like a really good babyface in Chelsea Green, that would be awesome. But I think to get more women involved and also have an extremely exciting sort of match that could potentially steal the show, let's have a women's United States Championship title ladder match. I don't know exactly who might be in there, but I think that title match and that ladder match could be really cool and really exciting. And we can let those performers come up with some amazing stuff to potentially steal a show, whether on night 1 or night 2. So I think that would also be an amazing matchup for the title. Chelsea Green obviously wins. She wins forever. She never loses the strap ever because we're obsessed here with Chelsea Green. All right. And then we move on to our newly crowned Intercontinental Champion. I mentioned this also in a previous video, but it's important to mention here again because these are my very serious WrestleMania predictions on the women's side of the ball. So you're going to have, I just have such a problem saying her name, but Lyra Valkyrie versus Becky Lynch for that Intercontinental strap. Potentially Becky Lynch will insert herself into sort of the main title picture, but I think those two having a really, really, really good feud and match for the Intercontinental title just elevates that title a little bit more because on the men's side, the Intercontinental title means a lot. We saw Gunther hold it for like a zillion days, and now he's World Heavyweight Champion. We want these United States and Intercontinental Championships to mean something, potentially elevate you into the main event picture, and so I think having a feud with a woman like Becky Lynch, who's one of the best, most popular, wrestlers straight up on the planet, having her feud with someone like that for a great title elevates that title, elevates both wrestlers, and then potentially they can move in separate directions after that WrestleMania Intercontinental Championship match. And so I think that could be a huge match. And then we get 2 more matches, I think, to wrap up the women's WrestleMania picture. I think you get Roxanne versus Bayley in a great matchup that's an easy feud to put together. I think that could be a huge match for WrestleMania. And then maybe potentially the show stealer of the night, of all nights, could be Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. I think those are the 6 matches that you got to put on night 1 and night 2 of WrestleMania, specifically geared towards the women and highlighting their greatness. Again, it would be Tiffany Stratton versus Charlotte Flair, Rio, perfect. Just combine their names. Rhea Ripley, Io Sky, and Liv Morgan. You have the United States title ladder match. You have Valkyrie versus Becky Lynch. You have Roxanne versus Bayley, and you have Bianca Belair versus Jade Cargill. I think those are night 1, night 2 women's matches. I think all of them have the potential to steal the show, and you just want to be able to highlight that on the biggest show of the year of WrestleMania. So those are my predictions. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think I missed the mark on, if you agree, disagree, anything like that. But I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you for the next video. Cheers.